What's up, peace? Welcome back to yet the Untitled Podcast channel episode where I bring you athletes, friends, jump rope topics from the jump rope community via social media. Today, my guest, she's like highly energetic. She bring you tips that no one asks, and also she also like a co-founder of the Jump Rope Vancouver movement. Excuse me, located in Canada. Very special friend. Um, I'm just gonna bring in because I'm wasting too much time. So introducing my friend Steph, aka Steph Jonger Jumps.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
It's a
ma'am. How you
nickname.
doing?
I'm good. That was the most pro intro. I love it. I love how you just like hop in it. It's so good.
I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it.
No, it feels seasoned. It felt really pro.
At a time like when I started this, I used to get like real nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to look into the camera and speaking to the camera, knowing that you speaking to yourself at first, but after a while you get used to it.
You do. I've never spoken to the camera until I had this Instagram account when you would do stories and I would just need to explain things and it would be so much simpler to say it than it would be to type it all out in text and post it. So you just start talking. And you want
Right.
to know what? I say a boot. I didn't realize it until Chris from the UK called me on it. But when I say about, I actually think I say a boot. And I think I say a every once in a while too. I'm like really, really
I
Canadian.
have not noticed that, but now
Now you're
I'm
going to
going to be
listen for
looking
it.
for it.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so
So,
excited.
Steph, tell us about your jump rope journey, origin. I keep messing up. Jump rope origin.
The origin story.
Yeah.
It was November 2019. So I'm definitely like just before COVID. But I have two kids, and my younger one was like a year and a half at the time, and I hadn't really done any exercise or anything in years. Like I wasn't ever a gym person, and but then I needed like I felt yucky. And I needed to do something. So we have a condo. I live in a building and we have a condo gym in our lobby, which makes it super accessible to me. And I went down there to like I don't know, I walked on the treadmill. I did some Pilates like I've always loved a good fad. Like I did 10-minute trainer before I got married and that got me in shape for the wedding. I did insanity before I turned 30 because I
Oh my
thought if
God.
I was going to turn 30, I should be like in the best shape of my life. Um anyway, so like I went to the condo gym and I started doing treadmill and all the regular stuff. And then I saw a jump rope in like the bucket with like the bands beside the weights. And I picked it up and I could jump still. So when I was a kid, in British Columbia, the part of Canada that I live in, there's this program called Jump Rope for Heart, and it's in most elementary schools, or at least it was when I was a kid. And they basically spend a month, I think it's February, but you spend a month learning how to jump rope in gym class. And then you do like a fundraising effort for the Heart and Stroke Foundation. And like when you're 7, the more money that you raise, like this is back in like the 80s or 90s. So the more money that you raised, you like earned for more prizes. Do you know what I mean? Like when
Mm-hmm.
you sold cookies, and if you sold X amount of cookies and you got this prize. So for jump rope, if you like got people to sponsor you, so I would like go to my neighbors and family friends and be like, "Oh, it's jump rope for heart coming up. If you sponsor me to jump for 20 minutes, then I'm like I collect this donation and I collect X amount of donations and I would get like a free water bottle or like a rope or whatever." Anyway, so I was taught how to jump rope as a kid, and then I picked it back up in 2019,
Right.
and I could still do it because muscle memory is like so strong. But just basic bounces, a bad crossover, and a barely catching it double under. And then I did that, and then like almost all people, I YouTubed jump rope beginner workout, and that brings you to the dudes. And
Right.
then I found the jump rope dudes, and
The
I did,
pioneers.
yeah. Oh, absolute pioneers. I think so many of our origin stories start with the dudes.
Right.
And I did their 10-minute beginner workout for honestly like 6 months. And it was part of just other things that I did. So I would like jog. I can't say I could run, but I would jog, and then I would do this like 10-minute jump rope hit workout, and then I would do some Pilates, blah blah blah. And then the dudes said check out their Instagram page, so I did, and that's when I found Kathy. And then I just like realized that there were so many things that you could do, and I watched Kathy for a while, and still just basic bounced and did like all the other things. And then I don't know, maybe it was COVID. Maybe it was like spring 2020. I was like, oh, I need to learn how to do all these things. And then that's when I like got my first money rope.
Right.
That was my first real, that was the first rope that I bought from like a rope maker. And like,
Your famous green one? Was it the green
no,
one?
it was a white
Oh
and
yeah,
black
yeah, the
money
white
rope.
one. Yes.
I loved it so much. I don't know what was wrong with me. I actually, whatever. I don't want to talk about it there. I can't even talk about that rope. I'm so sad about what happened to it. Yeah. And then I did my first combo I like learned my first remix with Lauren around that time as well. And that just sealed the deal. Like I was fully invested in all jump rope things from then on. And I watched Kathy. So like, I didn't realize all you guys existed. Like, I don't know how long you've been sharing your jump rope journey, but I didn't realize that there were so many people globally doing like insane, wicked things. I found Kathy, and then I found Mana, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, oh, like she's why the first rope was a money rope.
Right.
And then Coach Chris and Lauren, and skipping with Sarah over in the UK. And
Right.
Bav, do you know Bav from the UK?
Yes,
Like,
Bav 11.
oh, gee,
Yeah,
yeah,
Bav 11. I think that's what it
yes,
is.
yes,
Yeah.
he's just got such style, and Jimmy, and I like kind of just thought that was the whole jump rope community.
Wow. You know what? Shout out to Kathy because with the dudes being a pioneer, Kathy has been like the beginning of so many jump rope journey, including myself. So once I get her on, I'm gonna reveal how she's like part of my origin. Well, you know
Oh,
what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you anyway. So,
tell me.
when I started, like you, the jump rope dudes, and I was trying to do this and that, and then on Facebook, I typed in jump rope something. I forgot what it was, and it landed me to something called jump rope. It was some kind of group, and so
Okay,
this
wait,
group.
hold on, pause. I don't have Facebook, so I don't really totally know how that works. But like,
So
what?
I
So like,
typed in.
there's like a search bar. Is it like a?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it
So I
like?
typed in jump rope in the search bar, and it brought up like all these jump rope groups. So I
Okay.
only just clicked one, and this one landed me to forget the name of it, and they took the group down that I know of.
Oh, since yeah.
Yeah. So when I clicked into this group, Kathy was one of the administrators. It was like Kathy and another guy, and obviously the jump rope dude. But Kathy and this other guy was like mainly operating this group. So that's why I found Kathy. So it was like it was Kathy. Then it had to be at least like um
Yeah. What year was
maybe
this?
it was like 2019, like right there in COVID,
Yeah.
and that's when I found Kathy, and she's like wasn't doing any of that what she does now. She was mainly with like the heavy rope. She didn't have the beaded rope or throwing mix at the time.
I have cross ropes I never
I got some too that I don't use anymore. But yeah, and so from there, like we was doing, Kathy was the same thing Kathy was doing now, showing being on stories, showing us how to do moves. She was doing it on the Facebook group, and yeah, that's how Kathy was part of my origin story. Then she
She
moved to Instagram. I accidentally moved to Instagram. We found each other again, and
I opened a TikTok because of her. So
yeah.
when she was removed, when her account got hacked and she was removed, and we had to
Mm.
like, lobby to get her back. I feared that she might never ever come back, and she was like, "I'll be on TikTok." So I even opened a TikTok because on it I wasn't sure I wanted to like. I don't know. I just Kathy is like she's so, and she's still like in the beginning of my journey and like continues to this day to provide me with a ton of inspiration, a ton of like well, I'm not gonna say that word. Just like all of her content, in her directness, in her actual jumping style, in the way that she is with her kids, and just like,
Yeah.
no, all of it. Like, she is such a special spirit. We're so freaking lucky to have Kathy, and we're so
So
lucky that we got her back.
so Kathy, if you listening to this, you is definitely not worth losing. So whatever happened to your account, whatever, we're gonna find you. We're gonna get you back.
Um, no, you know what? I like gush about her in the comment. I gush in her comments all the time. Like, I'm like it. I don't know. It must. I do. I wonder how she takes it all. It must be like very, because she's part of everyone's story.
You know things like that brighten her day. She's such a high spirit person that just always happy and always sharing her energy and her happiness with you to make you happy,
Yeah,
and she get a kick out of that. So
yeah, and she's so generous with it too, right? Like,
right. So I did an interview with Andrea, and I love the story how both of y'all met.
I love Andrea so much. She's another like such a precious soul. Yeah. What did she tell you? Wait, no, I did watch that one. But what did she tell you? Did she tell you the real story?
Well, I mean, I kind of remember like she told me, and then I kind of remember from like either your account or her account where like she was skipping in the park. I think she had her
Yeah,
kids with her,
that's the real story.
and
No, I had my kids with me. Yeah. She
and
was
then
jumping rope.
you, why she was like, and all of a sudden this stranger just come over here, like, oh my god.
Okay. So Andrea was having alone time at a very lovely Vancouver beach, and she was jumping by herself. And then it was a weekend, and my family and I had gone to the same beach, and I had just discovered other jumpers on the internet, like in Instagram. So I just figured out that if you hit jump rope tutorial, or like started using hashtags, jump rope, the hashtag jump rope Vancouver is actually how I found, or how we kind of all began. So I like
Right,
randomly clicked on that one day, found Jacqueline and found Andrea, and then found them on Instagram first. But then we drove to the beach, and we pulled into the parking lot of the beach, and I saw her like hitting triples underneath the basketball hoops. And I said to my husband, I was like, oh my God, it's that girl from the internet. And then I was like, I should go say hi. And so then we got it all unpacked, and we set up on the beach, and I had my ropes with me. And then I like took my biggest kid, and we went over there, and I was like, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but like, are you Andrea? And yeah, and we had a whole thing. And now like in hindsight, it's a bit cringy because she was like, oh, can I tape this? Cause like, that's great content. Meeting other jump ropers randomly at the beach back then.
right,
Like, yeah. And so she recorded like a little bit of our very first like time chatting. And she kind of taught me like a few swings and things. Anyway, and we've gone on to like honestly become the best of friends. I am so also lucky to have Andrea as like this jump rope friend, but also like real acquaintance now, like actual tangible
right.
connections that were born out of
I love
jump
that.
rope.
So with that, y'all formed like the jump rope Vancouver movement
Yeah,
with Jacqueline. Like
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that wasn't like even pre-planned, but
it's
um
wild. Isn't that crazy?
yeah,
Like, did you guys? Yeah,
I
you
mean
want to hear
like
it?
from the outside looking in, I never saw it coming, but you can slowly see how things were developing the way how
Yeah,
y'all were
and
orchestrating
it's something.
things.
Hey, like it's like a real it's a real like community and thing now. Basically, that hashtag Jump Rope Vancouver, I clicked on it from my private personal account and found Jacqueline.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacqueline let me in and took a chance on me, accepted my DM, and we set up a blind date. And we met at a really lovely spot downtown, and we had a blind date. And like I met my husband when I was very young. I've never been on a real blind date, but
Right.
we like told each other what we'd be wearing, and then like set a spot and a time, and then we hooked up and we jumped together, and it was really fun, and it was like so wholesomely lovely. But like she taught me a few skills, and that was really really kind of also to like kickstarted opening an Instagram account to begin with. Like, this is what I'm missing out on. You don't you like you don't you don't get this by having like by just watching everyone and having a private account. I had
Right.
to join the community
Right.
and like put myself out there too to be found by other people and to find people like Jackie and Andrea. So
Right.
that's like very much around the same time that I opened my Instagram account. I met Jackie and I met Andrea, and then we said, "Oh, let's have a meetup." And we found some other Vancouver people, and we started a group chat in Instagram. And it was really easy. Like we'd be like, "Okay, what day works for everyone? Let's do this time. See you there." Done and done. And there were like, I don't know, 8 of us. And then the group chat got to 20 people, and that is the max that Instagram allows in a group
Mm-hmm.
chat. So then we couldn't use that platform anymore to plan meetups and like communicate. And I'm not gonna lie, I know how to open an Instagram account. I know how to run an Instagram page. So Jump Rope Vancouver needed its own page. And you know what? Somebody else did it first. I based it all. We were totally inspired by Melbourne. And I wanna say that Melbourne? Oh, I'm blanking a little bit. I think it is Melbourne. And I actually don't think that they're super active anymore, but I
Right.
think they were the first ones that made themselves a logo, made themselves a page. And I was like, that's how you do it. That's how we're going to make this go.
Wait,
We're going
hold on.
to
Where is Melbourne at?
Australia.
Oh,
And I
okay. I remember that
feel
day. I,
like
I remember that.
Pauline, yeah, and like
Yeah,
Pauline and Costa and Alex were like all
I do
kind
remember
of
that.
right.
Yeah,
And they
I
had a really
remember that.
super cool logo, and it was like, anyway, and it was black and white as well, which I loved. But yeah, we needed a way to like organize everything. So we made an Instagram page and we made a logo. And once you make a logo, it's like
It's official.
game
It's
on.
official. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then we just kept meeting and we just like it just kept growing organically and we kept collecting more people. And then I remember very specifically how it became like really official. But we were so nerdy. Me and Andrea and Coach Chris have a group chat.
Right.
And we were talking about how great our meetups were and everyone was coming and we needed ropes for people to try. And Andrea, I know she looks very tall, but she's actually not very tall and her ropes are very short. And my ropes are very short. Like we all are whatever, we all have very short ropes. So people would come and like people your height would come and be like, "Hey, I used to do that at boxing and I want to try again." And we'd be like, "Yeah, come." And then we'd only have like 7 foot ropes for everyone to try. And it was so we said to Chris, "You know, it would be great if we had ropes for people to try." And he was like, "Well, I'll just send you some." And that's how he became our sponsor.
Right.
And that was huge. And that just kind of was like, whoa, if you ask for assistance in this community, it might actually just appear. And so then we had this collection of community ropes and a kind of a sponsor. And then the group kept growing and we opened up a meetup.com page. I don't know if you know what meetup.com is, but Meetup is like a website where people go to find groups to join related to their
Yes.
interests.
KC Jumps created that,
Yes.
right? Yes. Okay.
No, okay, so Meetup, so I think she created like a jump rope specific one, which is super cool, and you put in your
Oh, yo.
location
Okay.
to find
Okay.
other jumpers. But meetup.com is like, I'm pretty sure it's global. I'm pretty sure Chris uses the same platform in the UK as well. And it's like, I'm not really a joiner, which is why whole thing is so very weird to me that I've like invested so much of myself into a community group.
Right.
But apparently, there's lots of people out there that use these sites to find groups to join for like walking, hiking, trivia, all sorts of things, and now jump rope. And so we made this meetup.com page, and it turns out that there are fees related to this website. And so we needed more sponsorship and more support to keep our group going. And we've kind of formed this wicked relationship with Chris in the UK, and he's been our official sponsor ever since.
That's what's up. So
Yeah.
talk about Jump Rope Vancouver from then and how you slowly watch it grow into what it is now. Like y'all even have like apparel, which I wear like a double X.
Noted. Yeah. The apparel, you know what? I don't want to like ruin the illusion. It's a little bit of a smoke show, right? Like I think it can be as official as we want it to be. And maybe I'm downplaying it because I like it that way. But um, it's like, it's all just happened really organically. So our relationship with Chris just kind of sparked from Andrea coaching with him and us just kind of being connections and honestly asking for help. That's a huge thing. Like we just balls deep. We're like, hey, we need sponsorship to help pay for X, Y, and Z. Will you help us? And then him agreeing to was just mind blowing. But
Right.
we had to ask, and so that was kind of a big move. And then we hosted that workshop with him. So he decided, Coach Chris decided to go on a North American tour, and we always knew that he was going to come visit. And we're like, well, we'll throw you a wild meetup; it'll be great. And then he proposed the idea of like doing a workshop, and that was next level. Like we booked a gym, we sold tickets. People drove here from the States, like from Seattle, and crossed borders and took ferries to come to our workshop.
Right.
Um, it was wild, and that was like, ooh, that was just this spring, and that made me feel really like, wow, we just like hosted a workshop. And then we had a shopping center invite us to come and do an event at their mall and like host one of our meetups there. And they really gave us like full backing and support, like AV and branding and mute, like a DJ.
Yeah,
And
that
that was
was
really cool
recently,
too.
right?
Yeah, that was just this summer. And that just honestly, like one day, months ago, I put up a post being like, Jumper Vancouver needs sponsors. We would love to work with you. And I just tagged a bunch of places in the city that I knew have community groups or, good spots to host a meetup. And
Mm-hmm.
they replied and they were like, we'd love to host you. It was crazy. So it's all very, very organic. It's just like throwing a lot of like stuff out there and then seeing
Mm-hmm.
what comes back and then also watching other community groups grow like LA. I'm
You
going
know,
to go see
I
LA.
was just about to get into that. Like, I was just gonna ask you, do you realize
I do.
um
I actually do. And
how
Andrea and I talk
it
about it
inspired,
sometimes.
yeah, how it inspired other cities to start their groups, city groups and stuff like that, city movements.
Yeah. And like make I feel like we jump alone with and it's awesome as I really love jumping alone,
Mm-hmm.
but it's such a solitary thing and it can be like isolating if you want to learn so many more things. Like the people at Jump Rope Vancouver have taught me so many things that I would never even realize, like endeavor to learn otherwise. We have a
Right.
girl named Kayla, and she like I just put up a post about her. Like I gushy post about her on her page the other day. She teaches me something new every time we meet. Like whether it's a meetup or just like a quick practice for something, she literally teaches me like a new rap or fixes something every time we meet. It's like so special.
That's that's what's up. See, that's what I'm missing out on. Like, if I wish I was like in like a bigger city than I am now, because I'm that's like almost one of the experience that I'm missing, like having a movement or a group like that, a group meetup like that. So,
Yeah. You know the irony though. So Andrea and Jackie and I started this whole thing to find people to jump with, and it just took off. And we just had a meetup on Sunday, and I did not jump one hop with Andrea or actually talk to her for more than 30, 40 seconds because we now have these really successful meetup groups and we have work to do. We have new people to meet, we have community ropes to lay out. We like honestly both, and like maybe it's just the way that we are, but both of us definitely make an effort to go out and meet all the new faces and introduce ourselves. And it's a huge priority of Jump Rope Vancouver to not be cliquey and to be very inclusive and welcoming to all ages and skill levels.
right.
And to live up to that, man, because it's real easy to write that in a post and be like, all ages and all skill levels welcome. But then to like take time, like to like make sure that you are giving like effort to meeting the new people and helping them find a rope that works for them, teaching people how to size a rope, right, because they've
Right.
never jumped before, and and like getting them started. So yeah, we started it to jump together. We don't really jump together anymore, but we did, you know start something pretty crazy.
That's what's up. So, transitioning you as a mom, like, so, like, when you be posting like some workout and people like notice like the definition of your arms? Like I know you get a lot of comments like, Steph, are you been working out? You like, yes. I do body weight exercise. I got 2 kids that I lift up, and I got groceries that I
Yeah,
go for the store.
yeah. No, I could not. I couldn't lift to save my life. I really don't know how you guys like. Yeah, I would actually. I think about it sometimes, but I don't know. It's yeah, momming. I don't. Kathy, have you seen Kathy's back? We don't need to lift weights. We lift our kids all the time. It's a very it parenthood can be as active as you want it to be. I don't because like obviously there's lots of parents that don't
Right.
relish in the physical side of parenting. But yeah, yeah, man, my kids, they're exhausting. And the little one's not little anymore. I think he's 43 pounds. So previously, I said that my kettlebell was 40 pounds. Now he's more articulate, and I think he's 43 pounds. And I do think that as a parent, your arms just condition to as your child grows, right? Because your child pops out, and my babies were really little. They were like 7, 8 pounds. So like, pretty manageable. But then as they grow, like you just become more, yeah. But it's all on my dominant. Like it's all in my left arm.
Right,
That's
because that's the one
yeah.
we see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And also the lighting in my gym is like the lighting in my gym for my arms is banging. The lighting in my gym otherwise is like quite dungeness. So with like my hat and the dark lighting,
Mm-hmm.
I you know what though? I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I don't look at the camera when I jump. Do you look at the camera when you jump? You don't look at the camera when you jump
No.
either.
Well, I
No.
I look at it probably like in the beginning just to make sure I'm like in the because I'm trying not to be in the bad frame if you know what
Yeah.
that means, the bad frame.
No.
So I look at
Babs.
the
I get to meet her this weekend too, Larry.
yeah.
Um,
So I look at the lens for a second just to see if I'm lined up with it. Then other than that, I just
yeah,
go into where I go into.
my gaze is lower forward, but definitely lower. I never look at I don't look at the camera until like I've done, until I cleared, until the rope gets thrown down, and then I
Yeah,
can like,
that's me too. And I walk
yeah,
off.
yeah, and they have to walk off. And
Right.
people tease me about the walk off, but really, I'm just going to check the film to make sure that I caught it.
I go and check just to see if it recorded because sometimes I
Yes,
was having trouble that it was like inefficient fun. I mean inefficient storage, not recorded.
dude.
And I'm like, come on, man.
Okay, tell me what level of storage are you teetering at right now? Especially
Uh,
with all this
so
content
I got
making.
a 64 gigabyte phone, right? And so I'm already used up like 50 gigabytes. So I'm
Oh,
always
that's
got
not
to
good. That's
constantly.
pretty good.
So I'm always constantly deleting and
No, I
throwing
don't
stuff
want to
on my.
tell you what I'm at. I can't. It's embarrassing. But I have no storage. And the other day at a meetup, my business partner Allison straight up said to me, "Ooh, your phone hasn't cut me off yet. You must have cleaned out your phone a little bit before you came because I knew we were going to an event and I needed some storage."
Well, I recently had to purchase the 2 terabyte from iCloud so I can yeah.
Okay, how far back do you keep your footage? Like, how much of your jump
So
rope content do you still have?
I none because I didn't
What?
like so when I started I never thought about keeping footage. Like I never thought about that. I really didn't. So I really
So, are
don't
you telling me there's no started, this is how it started clip?
unless you go way back far deep into my Instagram account. But other than that, I don't have like nothing unless I find like some old stuff on Facebook when I used to post. Like
You should. You should go look for that. That stuff's
it's
like,
so wonky. I
I
look
know.
at it. I look at it and laugh at myself. It's just so
Well,
wonky.
that's what, but that's so that we can see like what has become of us. Honestly,
Oh man.
even the first few, like even the beginning of my page, which was a year and a half into jumping rope, I have looked. It was not awesome.
Yeah, it was
I
pretty
thought it
funny
was
how
awesome, but it's not awesome.
it's pretty funny how the legacy rope was giving me a beating in my early stages because that's what I started out with. So I was pretty gassed early and quickly messing with that rope.
When did you become a rush athlete? How long have you been a rush athlete?
Maybe 2 years now. I think.
Yeah.
Wait,
Like
hold
by
on.
the time I met you, you were already a rush athlete.
I thought I met you before that. You
Do
probably
you know what?
assume
I
that.
don't
A
even.
lot of people assume that, but no. I think I met you before I became a rush athlete.
I don't know when we first. I actually usually do remember the first time that, like, oh, I saw something and I had to comment, and then that opened up a conversation, and ever since then, like, I actually don't remember when we first, like, what it was that was. I probably commented on something, but since whatever, I remember when you were like, oh, I'm gonna do some footwork, and you kept tagging me in footwork. I was like, yeah, you should do some footwork, and then ooh, also we love a good Selena leg cross or a good Selena tutorial. I
Oh
like
yeah,
when we take it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So much good things. So many
Oh
like
yeah.
really great connections.
You don't know. She'll message me in the background like, "Hey, now do it this way, or do it backwards, or
You guys
try
are
to do it
wild.
the other way around." Yeah, and she punished me too, and I'm like, "Come on,
Yeah.
I can't. You know I can't resist."
You know what's so interesting? Like in the beginning of my journey, I just didn't like connect or feel like I wasn't like drawn to those professional jump rope accounts because their style was so professional and trained that
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even understand what was happening or appreciate. And I definitely gravitated more to accounts or to jumpers that had like um, a less professionally trained approach.
Mm-hmm.
And now, much deeper into the process, like, oh, I'm embarrassed because, again, I can't think of her first name because it's not in her handle. But the power of jump rope, tell me her name.
Kirsten.
Thank you.
Yes.
I saved so many of her posts knowing full well I can't do half of what's in there. But that, like, fluidity and style, which is like truly professional jump rope, like, that's the sport of jump rope. And now that's like what I aspire to one day try one day, which is
Y-
why I like am obsessed with Selena. Like I could spend my whole freaking
I
workout
never
just doing one
understood.
thing.
I never understood it all, like the competitiveness and none of that until like I did like the toad. So once I did like the toad, because I never understood like you still got to rotate the rope under your leg and you got to stay balanced to jump and land on the same leg instead of falling. So once I did the toad, like that opened up everything. Like I understood
You love leg
everything.
crosses. You love a good leg cross.
I do like a look. I like a leg cross here and
I
there.
resisted the leg cross for so long, which is like I knew that I would be like I should be able to do it,
Right.
but I couldn't do it for so long. And even now, I only have one decent side. The other side is weak. And I tried to do a swing toad the other day, and it was sad, 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 sad.
The one thing I love about leg crosses is it made me work on mobility because
Yeah.
I don't have good hip mobility or ankle mobility. So when I was first doing it, I'm always leaning forward. I ain't get my leg up high, so
Mm-hmm.
that made me like go home and like do hip stretches and leg stretches just to
You're
get that
so
little bit.
diligent. Can you do
Yeah,
all the inverse ones too?
majority of them I can.
Okay. Can you do the one, okay. I like had a massage a little while ago, and I was like, "Oh, something in my hip is bugging me." And she's like, "Well, that's a very odd muscle to have strained. Like rock climbers
Right.
generally would have this injury because they're swinging their legs in
I can imagine
unconventional
it.
directions." And I was like, "Oh." I tried to teach myself how to do an inverse toad for like a week, and I probably messed it up. Like making this weird angle with my leg, trying to like
Yeah.
scoop in there with the
Yeah.
anyway, and that's impressive. You're right. It's all about mobility, especially because, like, no offense, Larry, but we're not young anymore. I've seen your hashtag. You put it in there. We're not young anymore, and mobility is it's so important so that we
Yeah.
just don't hurt ourselves because we just can't get hurt. That's a huge priority.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way too, like trying to learn the toad or the inverse, whatever one legged leg cross that I was practicing so long one day, like my hip was sore. So I was like, okay, once that heals up, I know now I can't spend like 15, 20 minutes trying to learn a leg cross on one leg because
Yeah.
you putting it's not like you putting so much it's not like you heavy, but you when you come down you putting all that weight
Oh
on one leg and
no,
yeah.
okay, I when I watched back your one with Mana and you guys were talking about the frog. So what? You're not going to do the frog? You too scared?
No.
I'm too scared.
Yes. I do the
Yes.
push up, but no frog.
Yeah, and I heard you, and you're like, I'm against the wall. Why wouldn't I do it? Right? But the frog. Okay, so I have a Selena clip that I grabbed, and to try and like, because that's how I learn things. So I don't. I've never done any real jump rope coaching. Have you ever done real jump rope coaching?
Like I give tips to people in the background, or I
No,
like
no, no.
create a
Have
slow
you
mo.
ever like had a jump rope coach? Like, have you ever employed a jump rope coach, or have you
Oh
taught
yeah,
yourself all of it?
like I had a couple of sessions with Russ early
Oh, you
in my day.
did.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
5 months
Okay.
in my journey.
Yeah. Um, I I've never. I did like two sessions with Chris to
Mm-hmm.
like, and I should have done more, but I didn't. And that was Chris, Canadian Chris, not Coach Chris. But I screenshot things and then I watch them frame by frame and then I attempt to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the learning process. So I screen grabbed Selena's frog. And there is a point when her face is above the concrete and her toes are parallel, like her toes, her face are both parallel to the concrete. And she's just like, and that's the moment that the rope passes under. I'm terrified. I can't commit. But I like one night of doing those, the impact of landing, like my quads are dead, 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 dead.
Now I think I'm just scared of all this weight that's above me, make my arm give out, and I land
But your arms
smake.
are massive. You have giant upper body
It's
strength.
an illusion.
I love that. Instagram is all an illusion. I'm going to LA to meet all these people, and then they're gonna see all the sham that I am. Like they're gonna ask me to do. They're gonna ask me to do a double under, and I'm gonna. I can't jump under pressure either. Like it's
What?
bad for me. Yeah, like me that we performed at our like event at the mall, and I fully not chickened out, but I fully took myself out of the program. I was like, this is too much for me. I'm like emceeing and I'm planning and I'm logistically thinking about all these things. Like even doing 16 counts of shuffling is like beyond the capacity of my brain at the moment. And I took myself like out of the program because I don't perform under pressure well.
I don't ever think about it, and I'm not saying that's something I'm used to, but I don't know. I just do it. I guess maybe because I know I can, but I don't ever think about like people watching me or
No, I mean like okay, so like you've gone to the New York you went to the New York meetup last year or the year before that.
right.
Okay, so then at these meetups, I saw so many of you put together combos together and just like I saw so many combos come out. I'm like, dude, it would take me all day to nail that beside someone because I would trip constantly in front of people, like knowing that we were trying to catch this and like be like we do a group combo for Vancouver every meetup, and it's like one of my most not looked forward to points of the meetup because even though it only takes about like 7 to 10 minutes for us to get it in one take, it feels like an eternity of all of us being like, "Oh, I missed it! Count it again!" Like, yeah, I don't know. Jumping under
Uh,
pressure is hard.
before I get switch the topic, funny thing at that meetup in New York, Medley got this clip, and we was trying to do this legacy roll combo, and I guess one person messed up, and so I kind of continue on playing around, and I tried to do like a 360, like a double on 360,
Yeah,
but for
I
some
tried to do that the
reason,
other day.
I don't know what happened. Or what happened, the angle of my hand or something, but the rope smacked me like dead in the face, like on the way around and dropped me. And I was like, and I didn't think nobody had footage of that. Medley didn't even tell me that he even had it recorded until he posted it. I was like, oh man, you know what? When I get off, I'm trying to find it on his page and send it to you because
Oh, please, please, please do.
it literally dropped me. Sorry. So the next thing I want to talk about is like me personally. I love the fact that one um how I view you. You have this niche as a mom. Like you're a jump rope athlete, but you also a mom. And for me, that's so relatable to all the other moms with kids. And
Yeah,
you share that. Like you talk about tips that nobody asked for. Like you showing them how you clean your dirty hat, or it was something
Why
you
are
was
your
making
hats
some.
dirty? Are you washing your hats, Larry?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Are you buying new ones then? Because Mana says she's not going to wash her hats; she's just going to buy new ones, which is fine. But like,
I do that too when they
ew.
show cheap. I go to Ross or TJ Maxx and I find them like
No, I'm one hat only. I'm like it's a snapback Adidas, and I have like 8 of them. I stockpile them every time I see them. I buy them because one day I think they might stop making them, and I can't jump without that hat. It's like bad.
yeah,
It's
it is weird to
bad.
see you without a hat when you jumping.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's all this hair. It's like you don't have this problem, but this in your face. I don't know how people with hair jump. Like all of this in my face while I'm trying to like do something. So a hat keeps it like all in one spot. And also, yeah, I like it. It's a bit mysterious.
um.
Also, the protection because the face smacking.
Oh, when you do backwards movements.
Oh yes, all sorts of things. Yeah, mostly backwards, but beads to the face. The hat helps.
So, do you get any questions from other jumpers as far as like how you do this as a mom and to jump and find time and
Do you want to know something, Larry? No one except like obviously a lot of the existing connections that I've really nurtured on this platform.
all right?
No one talks to me. Am I unapproachable? Because I don't think I am. But like in the best way and the worst way. Like I don't get a lot of like random engagement.
Uh huh.
I have a lot of like really great acquaintances and close connections that I've like established and nurtured and built over the last couple years.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't get a lot of DMs. I
That's
don't
funny
get
to me.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know,
I
baby,
don't know.
because
And
I
I've thought about it because, people have also been like, how many creeps? I'm like, none. Zero. No one offers to buy my shoes or socks anymore. I don't block anybody anymore. But I also like that's pretty special. I also have never felt that I needed to block haters or trolls. Like I don't get that either. Am I unapproachable? I don't know.
are you intimidating?
Do you think I'm intimidating?
I don't know. I don't have a problem messaging you.
Yeah, no, but then again, like
I don't.
I have
I
a
don't.
lot of great connections, and people I consider like real,
I
friends,
mean, I can't see.
but
I
not
can't see you
randos.
like that to be intimidating because one of the other things that I love about you is so you have your friendship with Andrea, but you also have your friendship with Katie, and y'all two come up with the best comedian skips.
Oh, I love
We
her so
we
much.
love where do they come from? Like, well, how do y'all
I think
plan
it's
that
just
up?
both of our. It's just the way we are. It's just our personalities. You know, when I found the jump rope community, I found Katie as like just like everybody else, and we just like her things. And I don't. I also it was a switch cross. I remember. My husband jumps rope a little bit as well, and we were both trying to unlock the switch cross. And I put up on my Instagram page, "Help me unlock the switch cross before my husband does, because he thinks he can do it before me." And in that moment, like so many people, that's when I realized that nobody here gatekeeps information. Everybody here wants everyone to be successful. And several people recorded videos and sent them to me of how to unlock a switch cross, including Katie and Kathy, actually. And I did it, and they taught
Right.
me. And then ever since then, yeah, we like, and she was do you remember back in the sun so jaded and old, but do you remember back in the day when we like all issued a lot of challenges,
Yes.
right? So we would like every week I would have some cross combo or doubles combo or wrap combo from somebody else like
Right.
assigned to me, or like there was enough content out there, I just had to pick which one I wanted to do, and it was all often Katie. But remember when we all like I didn't do it a lot, but all you guys made a lot of challenges and then we just did them all, and it was like, do you
Yeah.
remember?
It was starting to stockpile up because everybody had something different that like I might come up with a double on the combo. You might come up with like a footwork
Yeah.
shuffling rap type, and then somebody might come with a leg cross combo. Like it was stockpiling. And I ain't even think about it. Like that is one of like the reason why a lot of us kind of like piece different things together. Like okay, for instance, you might see me do a combo. It might be a running fast combo into like a leg cross, maybe down to a lunge, then get back up and do like a double on the combo, all in one thing. Then end with a mix. Like those challenges kind of help you curate and blend different styles
Yes,
of jumping
yes,
together into one combo.
definitely. Yeah, and like help you find your own personal flavor too. But like even we should do more drill combos. Back in the day, we used to like Katie would throw down like a cross combo to a ridiculously fast track, and we would just have to like, I would go for the remix. I'd spend weeks. I'd spend like the whole week working on it, and I don't know. Those are good times. Now it's kind of just like, oh, I'm just gonna play around. I don't even. How do you plan the content on your page? You just put up whatever you feel like.
So as far now I kind of like do like whatever kind of workout that I'm doing, or I'm unlocking something
Yeah.
new. But as far as like combos evolve, like I always have like probably like this one or two, three moves that I want to piece together. It's like it's always like these two or three moves I want to piece together. So once I figure out how to piece that together, then freestyle like the intro, and then I
Yeah.
make sure I do a move to go into the move that I'm piecing together. Then after that, then the outro be like a freestyle move ended with a mic or a hand clap walk off or something like that. So
That
it don't
just
like
comes
my
naturally.
whole combo doesn't be pieced out. It's just that two or three moves that I want to do.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Like, I'll see. Oh, like right now in my saved folder, I have a hummingbird. Sorry, I have a clip of Nick doing some releases, and there's probably only like maybe three moves in his whole combo that I can do and piece together. But I'll like dissect that, work on that, and then throw something in front of it and behind it to like hopefully make a post. But I don't know the
Yeah, cause
pressure to
I
like
now if I'm learning footwork, now that is something totally different that I probably have to learn beginning, middle, and end because that's foreign to me still. But as far as like double under combos or maybe like leg crosses or something like that, then I'm just focusing on that two or three piece, and then anything before and after of it be like freestyle.
I
So
think footwork combos. I think we all have like a natural is it cadence to like how our feet move. Like I there are some things that Lauren there like my ankles do not turn inverse. So like yeah, so like all the
wounded
my
ducks.
Charleston, no, I don't do that. And no, I like just straight up like I don't do that. My ankles don't do that, and my Charleston isn't like it doesn't hit it like in that perfect way. So I like that's why I think I shuffle more, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I think all of us have a certain natural way that our feet move. So if I'm gonna like learn someone else's footwork combo, I have to do it like again. I screen record it, I slow it down frame by frame, I memorize in 4 counts and then the next 8 counts and then the next 16 counts. And I like stop and I look at like the way the left foot turns in. Like I have to actually copy it. It doesn't come naturally to me either.
So is this like your primary way of learning things to just watch and break
Yeah.
things down?
Yeah, and I like there's no rhyme or reason as to what I'm gonna learn or why I'm gonna learn it. It's made I just saw it and I really liked the way it looked and I think I should be able to do it. Again, there's this like Kayla from Jump Rope Vancouver. She is the coach of like the only competitive jump rope team in Vancouver. So
Mm-hmm.
and she her style again is like very professional jump rope and she always throws me like wild things. Like, oh, I learned how to do an EB toad because of her. Like I should not. Like when would an EB toad ever come into like my repertoire of skills? It's not
Right.
something I would add in. But because I watched her, I was, ooh, I should learn how to do that. But then yeah, I also have like this clip of Nick who's like big power releases that I'm gonna try and pull off too. I don't know. There's no rhyme
Are
or
you
reason to
talking
it.
about Nikki B or Nick
Yeah, that's
Wooder?
right.
Nikki B.
No. Oh, but then Nick Woodard, I also have saved that routine that him and Kaylee just did that is
Mm-hmm.
insane. And I sent it to a whole bunch of people in LA and was like, I want to learn as much of this as we can, even if it only includes like that one part where they walk backwards and drag the rope.
So now I want to know, and this is I know this a lot of people is doing this. How many routines do you have saved in your
None.
saves
Zero. I have no. Oh, wait. Saved to
from
learn
other
how to
people?
do?
Yeah,
Oh,
saved from other
countless.
people.
Countless. So many. Some that like, oh, so many. I have lots of the Jump Rope Sisters. I have tons of Selena,
Oh wow.
like tons and tons. But then there's two kinds of saves, right? So I have tutorials saved where I should learn how to do. Like, do you
Mm-hmm.
know I still can't get over of a leg? I still can't exit a leg over and across.
Oh, I find that tricky sometimes too.
It's really like I just cannot. And I've had Coach Chris stand in front of me and give me instructions as how to fix what I am doing wrong, and still I can't do it. So I have like those kinds of posts saved where I'm like, oh, I should learn how to do this one skill. Like there's a rocker toad that Selena does, and I've had that saved for months and months. I don't think I've
I
even ever
forgot
tried
to
it yet.
try that one. I forgot to
Yeah,
try that one.
I'm pretty sure I don't know. I'm pretty sure I even like talked to you about it in the comments because I had just done toads the other day and I was like, oh, my legs can't handle doing a rocker right now. But it's such a signature move that it's in there. And yeah, I don't know, a lot. But how much like I thought you meant how much content do I have? How many
No, no,
drafts do I have
not in
saved
your
ready to
draft.
go?
No,
And the
just
answer
like
is zero. I
no.
have nothing.
I'm tied up with you with that in the drafts. I got nothing in the drafts.
Yeah,
But
like
as far as
there's
like
no planning.
saving other people content, like
Who do you save the most?
um, so
That's a bad no. That's poorly phrased. I don't want to play that game. Let's say who do you like? Yeah,
some of the people I save is like Selena, because she's like one of
ah,
the, she's probably like the second or third competitive or entertaining jump rope person that when I started that I seen. So and plus she provides like one of the best tutorials, short form
yeah,
tutorials. So I
yeah.
save Selena's. Um, there's sometimes there are some people from other countries that does like a double under combo. I was like, man, how come I never thought of that? So I say that, but I make sure when I do it, I tag them in it.
Yeah.
Um, I can't think of anything else. I know I saved Luke Boone's one time. He was doing the EB switch,
Oh,
and then he did into a triple. So I was like, oh, I got to get that the EB
he's
switch
wild.
triple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Sasha is doing some crazy things over there.
Yes.
Like
Shout out to
just unreal things. And like I aspire to be that good, but I'm not going to work that hard. I'm going to be very honest. I would love to, but oh, you guys work
You
so
know,
hard.
and I also used to save a lot of Nate KG's it's
Yes.
and I often go back into his account just like, okay, now I understand the toad. Maybe I can do this toad rap or this toad whatever or something leg cross thing.
Yes.
So yeah, I do that.
Yes, I have some of his saved as well. I have lots of Kathy saved, and not because like in just of in like stylized. Like I want to like capture that essence of style because I really can't keep up with her. Gosh darn, she's really good. I can't keep up with Kathy. She like the level of that's another thing about her too. Like she has continues to acquire new skills like constantly. She like also definitely inspired like my flow as well. I like don't rope flow often or well, but I would like to more and like her.
I haven't tried that yet.
Oh, it's so good for mobility. It's really
Rope
like
flow.
yeah, it's really lovely. But it is so different than swinging a jump rope, right? Like it's because we know how to do EB swings and we know how to do double side swing, but it is such a different movement or to capture what I think you want to out of rope flow, which is that mobility and like movement. It's really quite different than jump rope, and that's funny because when I first got my flow rope, the Octo Moves was kind enough to send it to me. And what they said is like, you can so tell that you're a jump roper and that like you jumped rope before, you've never flowed before, but you can tell so evidently by the way that you move that your style is coming from jump rope. And now it's changed a lot. Like Gail's flow.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh my God. That
right?
lady there is graceful.
Yeah. In all the ways though too, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get her on too, cause I got a series of questions I would like to ask her.
Right? Yeah. Gail's a good one.
Um, so before we get off here, do you have anything that you like to say to the community?
Ooh, I'm coming to LA soon. I can't wait to meet you if you'll be there. Um, I'm nice. You can I should be more approachable. Um, and I like I want to cut. I don't know. I want to learn more. I feel like that's probably the best thing about jump rope is that there's like these endless opportunities to continue learning. And because I'm a visual learner, I need you all to keep posting and making content so that you can continue to feed me inspiration. Because honestly, like that's all where it comes from me. I like need all of you guys to like, I don't know, feed me the inspo.
Do you get
And
inspired?
hopefully I'm doing a little bit the same because I don't know. That's weird.
Do you get inspired when people tag you something that's out of your comfort zone?
It depends. And oh, I don't, I used to get tagged all the time in like anything and everything, and it was very overwhelming. And because I was kind of raised to be like a people pleaser, I like spent a lot of time going through all these random posts and like
Ah,
engaging and liking and then I was like, this has nothing to do with me. Like I or like sometimes people tag me in things, but I'm like I don't know them, and I've like we've never engaged before, and I just I'm like but
yeah.
I do love to be tagged with intention. And yeah, like if people have watched me work on something and then did something that they thought I should learn, I love a good, like, you need to try this.
Right.
Or, yeah, yeah. Because we need inspiration, right? Like, I don't know. Do you
I
plan
be
your
needing it,
workout?
huh?
Do you plan what you're going to do? Do you know what you're going to do in the gym? Or you probably do. You know what you're going to do when you get to the gym.
Have 75% of the time, yes. But then sometimes I go in there just to free my mind, so I just go in there and just do something. So 75% of the time, I know what I want to do when I go to the gym. 25% is probably because I just
Yeah.
want to be distracted enough. I don't want to plan nothing. I don't want to plan reps or
Yeah.
weights or yeah.
I'm probably 90% the I don't want to plan anything and I just go down there and then aimlessly like, what did I see? Oh, right. So and so did that and I should try that.
And that worked best too. Oh
It's
snap!
it's perfect for how I use the gym, but I would never say like if somebody wanted like it's so sporadic and it's not planned. So I don't think that that's like not if you want results. Like I've gone about learning jump rope the longest, most convoluted way possible. Do you know what I mean?
I'm the
By
same
having
way.
no plan whatsoever.
I'm the same way, and I still mess up and do it. Like I know there's a better way for me to learn this, but I just go and do, and then I
Yeah.
think about it, and then
Yeah.
I'm like,
But I want it to still be enjoyable, right? Like I want the whole process of all of it. Like I enjoy I know I always share a lot of like my frustration and like my rage, but I enjoy that part. Like um I will always want there still to be new things to learn and to like work on.
right,
Does that make sense?
perfect sense. All right, peeps, there you have it. You got one of the co-founders of the Jump Rope Vancouver movement. You got a parent, ultra mom, ultra energetic Miss Steph Joniker.
Junger.
See, I butchered it. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. It's okay. It's not it's it's okay, Mr. Player. I can't believe
Yes,
that's your
ma'am.
actual.
So if you like what we doing, you like to see more guests come on, drop a comment below. Also drop a comment below for Miss Steph. Let her know how awesome she is. Let her know the great work she putting in her community, in the movement. And like, don't be intimidated to drop her a line on her message.
Yeah,
She's not gonna bite you.
I totally will reply in kindness. Thank you so much for having me, Larry. So fun.
Yes, yes, ma'am. All right, peace. Tune in to the next episode when I bring you some more flavors and athletes. Until then, peace.